Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for a quick play today to do an entry for the lovely Deb over at Artzology. She's got a birthday giveaway going on at the moment and she's giving away the most stunning journal. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, very excited to enter her lovely giveaway there. So I will try and remember to link her below. If I don't, because I am rubbish with things like that, then please nudge me in the comments and I will then of course, you know, link her retrospectively. So she wants anything at all kind of in the, you know, sort of junk journal thing. She, you know, you could send in a tag, you could send in an envelope, whatever you like really. She, you know, she's kind of happy to receive, and she said in any style that you like. So, you know, just whatever you normally are drawn to or like to do. So I thought that I would send her one of my tracing paper envelopes. So obviously I have done these before, you know, they're nothing new or anything. So I've already done the envelope itself so that you didn't have to just sit through watching me do something you've seen before. Again, I will try and remember to link the original video maybe at the end on one of those end screens for when we did these, for those people who might not have seen them, you know, if you're interested. So anyway, yes, I've put my envelope together and then I have just pulled in a few other things that I thought that I might use. So I've got here some lace. I've got here those lovely flowers that the lovely Kelsey, she gifted me in some happy mail, and she gifted me a ton of them. You know, there's a really long strip, and I have coffee dyed them, as you can see, and they have just come out absolutely brilliantly. So I didn't coffee dye the whole strip because it was a pretty long strip, but I just took a section just to try and make sure that it coffee dyed okay. But it looks fantastic, doesn't it? And then I've got these centres. These were off of some old sandals that I had a long time ago, and there were like loads of these all across the kind of straps. And before I threw the sandals out, I obviously cut them all off, and I thought they just make a brilliant centre for those flowers. So that's kind of where I'm at with what we're going to do. I'm just grabbing a couple of other things in whilst I'm here. So let's see what we can come up with to send to the lovely Deb. So happy birthday to Deb. I think she said her birthday was on the 16th of May. So again, I'm not quite sure when this video will be uploaded, but probably her birthday, well, definitely her birthday will have been and gone because it's already, I think, the 15th today, or it could even be the 16th today as I'm filming this. So I'm just going to trim this up here because obviously, you know, I've stitched this around on the sewing machine, but I just now need to tidy it up slightly. So I'll just tidy that up a little bit. Okay. And I haven't inked it or anything, so I'm just going to ink it up a little bit now. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Is anyone else out there entering Deb's giveaway? Maybe you are now. Maybe you, you know, kind of weren't or hadn't seen her initial video, but you know, maybe maybe you will. It's just the most beautiful journal that she's giving away. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, go over and have a look. The sun is shining here. It looks like it's going to be a lovely day. So it's all good. It's all good today. And then again, I'm just going to obviously ink up the back. I love the feel of these tracing paper envelopes. I love the feel of them and I love the sound of them. They're just, oh, lovely. That crackle is just glorious, isn't it? So I'm going to obviously make something to put in there. Now, what do we want to make to put in into our envelope? I have coffee dyed some, you know, coordinating papers so that they coordinate nicely with the envelope itself. So I'm just deciding what I would want to make. I've also got a glassine bag here. Now, let me just see whether the glassine bag fits in here as is. Kind of a bit tight because obviously it's, you know, the glassine bag sort of wrinkles and folds when you pushing it into the envelope. It does fit, but it's a really snug fit there, so I'm not sure that that's the best thing to actually put in. Well, unless we do. What do you think? Oh, decisions. I should have really had a more concrete plan, I think. So just deciding which of these papers to use. I mean, what we could do is kind of decorate the glassine bag up, and then, I mean, we could just make like a journaling card or something to pop in there. I'm quite into making journaling cards at the moment, so that might be quite fun to do. Should we do that? Let's do that. Okay, right, let's do that. There's a plan now forming, hopefully. Right, so I've got these on copy paper. I dyed a combination of kind of thicker card and copy paper. So these are in thicker, these are on copy paper. So I will just use the copy paper to make my journaling card, then we'll decorate the bag, and then we'll decorate the envelope. So it's all coordinating little set there. And as luck has it, I've got some bases here ready cut from where I have been making journaling cards the other day. So that's just awesome. So let's just trim that down because it's hideously not straight. Oh my gosh, it's actually getting worse. That sometimes happens, doesn't it? You know, like the more you cut something, the more wonky it looks. Okay, hopefully that's looking a little bit better now. Right, so what I'm going to do it that same method that I have been using lately, where you know, I do it in 3 sections. To me, that just feels like a really comfortable, good way of doing it. The balance just feels perfect for, you know, well, for balancing it, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Right, let me have a look. So I've got some book page. Let's tear this section, I think, so as we get some flowers. Like that. Okay. And we'll just go sort of higher up there, like that. And then we'll have the book page, and then we just want something going across the bottom. Okay, so we have a plan now coming together. Oh, no, I haven't got my glue. Hang on a second. Right, so sorry about that. I'm gonna just make a feeble excuse, but I mean, obviously the schools are still closed, so you know, my daughter is still well, I mean, my son's still at home too, but I mean, he's pretty self-sufficient. So my husband's gone out to do some food shopping, and you know, I've been obviously watching my daughter. Oh no, I'm doing this on the wrong side. Oh, right, so I've been watching her, and oh, right, let me cut another base because I don't want to now send that one. I've been watching her, and so I've just literally sort of set her up with her tablet, FaceTime into her cousin, and thought I'm going to just quickly come and do a video. So, you know, really had this in mind that I wanted to do this today. And, you know, that's just my excuse now as to why everything's a little bit scatty. Sometimes just is like that, I'm afraid, but right. Just glue this on here. And then I'm going to have this piece here next to it. And whilst I was then rummaging just now, I've got this sheet music, which, look at the colour of that. I don't know really whether that's even visible, particularly on camera, but it's very, very sort of rich brownie type colour. I don't know. But oh, I just absolutely love that type of shade. So yeah, I've been using it for another project, which, you know, probably those videos aren't up yet, but I just spotted it and thought, oh, I could just maybe have that. Although now I've pulled that in, it's now looking quite yellow on here. So yeah, I might scrap that idea. Much as I absolutely love it, it might be a bit too yellow for that. So luckily I have some more sheet music here to the side of me, which has got some napkins decoupaged on it, ready for some more other things that I'm in the middle of also. But I'll just tear off the strip. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this colour, but actually it didn't really look quite right on there. I thought it was going to look good, but yeah, it didn't really. So so I've scrapped that idea now. Right, let's pop this down. Okay. So, I mean, obviously I'm filming ahead, and, you know, who knows, by the time that this video goes up, maybe everything will have changed and maybe the schools will be open, but, yeah, at this moment in time, they're certainly not. And, you know, so, I mean, my oldest son, he's not back at work yet or anything like that either. I mean, obviously they are now trying to get people to go back to work, and obviously he's been in touch with his workplace. I mean, the only thing is obviously there's now a sort of delay, if you like, because of course nothing is particularly open yet, you know, where they are going to be working, if you see what I mean. So, yeah, where he would actually now be doing work, they're not actually operational yet. So, again, at the time of filming, it's all closed, but who knows, it might be open by the time of uploading. So I really am, you know, I really like to be a bit organised and have lots of videos kind of ready, because I just think you don't know what's going to happen, and if, you know, it only takes for somebody to be poorly, and you know, that might mean that you're not able to film for a few days, and then suddenly before you know it, you've got no videos to load up, which, I mean, it sounds a little bit dramatic, but you know, because I tend to upload most days, you know, that's like 7 videos a week, which, you know, they go quite quickly. So I mean, if you were then out of action for like 5 days, you know, then yeah, that would have eaten into like five videos. So yeah, although it sounds a little bit kind of over the top, I do like to be a bit ahead and have quite a few kind of ready to go. Right, making a horrible mess all over my workspace here. Okay, let's just cut this around. Okay, I'm just going to stick this down here like that. Okay, so I will round the corners on this. I mean, as I say, I don't always round the corners, but I'm going to here. Let me just round those. Like that. Okie dokie, and I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. So these papers are from my Curator's Collections set 2 background papers, sets 2 background papers. So they're for the timepieces, the portraits, and the scrap, Victorian scrap florals pieces. So yeah, I haven't really had time to use them, I've got to be honest, until now. So I thought this would be quite a nice project to actually come on and have a play with them. I really like them, I have to say. I have used some of the, what do you call them? the ephemera pieces, but I hadn't had a chance to use the actual background pages yet. So yeah, I am rather liking them. Right, so that said, I'm now just rummaging through. This is just my little envelope full of little fussy cut pieces that I coffee dyed the other day. So I haven't separated these out yet into, you know, containers, or I'm trying to keep all my things now in these, but I haven't had chance to do that yet. So these are all still at the moment, you know, very much just in this envelope, sort of chucked in together, basically. Let's have a look. Oh, perhaps her. Right, okay. So, okie dokie. Move that out the way. Just straighten out my little doily piece there. Now we could have her. She's quite nice. Have her. I mean, I actually like these men, weirdly enough. They look quite nice everywhere I've tried to put them so far, whenever I've tried to use them. Oh, and she always looks really nice too. Might have to just use her. I know that's a bit boring, but yeah, she's always nice. Okay, and then what I might do is maybe just put like a label or something on the back. So again, let me just see what labels I've got. You know, what's a good colour for this? I mean, to be honest, they're all okay, really, actually. Just keep those out for a minute, and just double check that I'm going to go for the right colour. Oh, that's quite good, actually. Right, okay. Stop mucking about now. Sometimes you just get sucked in, and then, you know, I'm looking through and can't make a decision. Well, I don't know about sometimes, but, you know, perhaps I should say quite often. Quite often seems to be the case. Right, let's put a postage stamp on, because again, you know, I'm just loving this formula at the moment of making the journaling cards. They come together really well, just using this, you know, this sort of 3 and then the, you know, that sort of formula. They just seem to come together and work really well. So let me just ink up this one, because although these are vintage stamps, I know I say things like this all the time, but, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're discoloured. It was still very bright white. So we'll just have a look and see. Oh, she's not the right stamp, is she? No, definitely not. Got that one. That's not the orange. That blue one, that's a better one. Okay. Whoops. Okay, right, okay. We put those to one side, ink this one up. I hope I'm in frame. Do I need to lift my camera at all? Okay, right. Let's have that like that. Or maybe just there. Okay, right, let's stop mucking about and stick these on. So my daughter's up here now playing with her kitchen. So if you can hear some, you know, rustling and things, that's her with her playing with her stuff. Oh, because her little sheep is sick. Okay. So she's obviously conjuring up some medicine for him, are you? You're just giving him a hot chocolate? Oh, well, I'm sure he'll like that. Everyone likes a hot chocolate, don't they? We love hot chocolate, don't we? Okay. And then I might just pop this on like a pocket, to be honest. So I'm just going to stick that down there. And then I was just wondering whether I could just have some of my... Sorry, that's her toy kettle now that she's playing with, so I do apologise for that. Right, I've got some of my little tabs, which I thought, oh, I might be able to use one of those. So just having a look to see what size ones I've got. Okay, put those away, out the way. I mean, I know really journaling cards, you know, they don't necessarily have a tab, do they? But we could just have a tab on there, couldn't we? Just checking which one is the best one. Oh my gosh, what is going on with me? Right, that one. Maybe this little shaped one. Oh, that's quite sweet actually. Might do that. So let's just pop those in there, and I'm thinking, should we put something on here? So again, let me just ink this up a bit. Okay. Like that. And shall we have a word or something on there? Let me just see what I've got here again, just laying around to the side. Got some words. I've got here independent. Shall we? That might be too big, to be honest, for that little tab, but I mean, it's not that little actually, but these words are quite little, so. Well, I guess we could have it off to the side like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? So we just ink that up. Right, okay, let's just go for this before I chop and change my mind anymore. Honestly, I mean, even I'm bored of kind of chopping and changing my mind so much. Okay, let's just pop that on there, and I'm just putting it in the centre weirdly. So I'll just pop that down. And what did I do with my wipe? What's happened to that? It's just literally using my wipe. Oh, there it is, look. Oh my goodness me. Right. Did I ink the back of this? I'm not sure whether I did, to be honest, so I'll just go around it again just in case. And then I'm going to put a label, I think, on the back. Maybe just there. And I quite like just using, you know, a little bit of a label. I know I've said that so many times, but yeah, it's just, for me, that's quite nice. So just going to pop that down there like that. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, now, do we want any lace or bling on here? So we're going to have this word here, and I've got some bling here, so let's just trim that down. Okay. Do we just want like another bit? Oops, maybe just like that to the side. That's quite nice, isn't it? So I'm just going to trim that down. Just because obviously this is going to be quite visible on that card, if you see what I mean. So I just want to get rid of as many of those threads as possible. Now, do we want any lace? So let me just snip off a little bit of this. Do something like that. Okay, right. Okie dokie. Let's just pop some lace down on there. Okay. Pop that down. And then we're just going to pop our word on there as well. Okie dokie. Oops. And then I'm just going to have our gems just kind of next to that word, I think. But actually, just before I stick them on there, I just check you wouldn't prefer them there. Let me stand up and look down on this, because sometimes that really does make quite a difference when you're looking down on something. Oh, I might prefer it on the lace actually. Am I a bit far away? Shall I just move my camera down slightly? I was doing a sort of flip through last time I used my, you know, tripod-y thing. So now I'm just wondering whether I was a bit high up and maybe a little bit, you know, far away. Maybe it's nicer to be a bit closer. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that on like that. Okay. Right. Oh, hurrah. We're one bit done. So that's my journaling card. So now I want to obviously decorate my little bag to put my journaling card in. So that will just be, you know, tucked into the glassine bag, and then the whole lot will be put into the envelope. So again, what I'm going to do is just bring the papers back in. So let's just again tear a little bit off here. And just tear that like that. Okay. I'm thinking maybe have that there, and then maybe have a little bit more sheet music, because, you know, we've got lots of sheet music going on, you know, because obviously the tracing paper envelope is actually on the sheet music, so, you know, stitched onto the sheet music. So we have a bit of a theme there going on already with the sheet music, which I think is quite nice to keep a bit of continuity, isn't it? When you've started with one thing, you know, it's quite nice to continue that. So I'm going to just ink this up first before sticking it onto that glassine bag, only because that glassine bag's already been coffee dyed. And you can probably see it's quite dark, you know, the coffee dyeing. It must have been stronger mix that day. So, oh my gosh, look at my hideous inking there. Not good. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down here like that. Okay, like that. Okay, and then just pop that down there like that. You're giving him some medicine. Oh, good idea. Right, I'm just going to now ink this up again, sort of separately. This has been coffee dyed, but this must have been done, you know, separately to those bags, because it's not anywhere near as dark. So I have been doing a lot of coffee dyeing, so I have lost track really of what I've coffee dyed when. Oh, this one by the looks of things was just a batch that I very quickly did, just with using a brush rather than dunking it into the like lasagna dish that I normally do. I do that, you know, like if I'm just doing just 1 or 2 pages, I sometimes just do it with a brush, which is fine, you know, I don't mind doing that. I don't necessarily think that you get such an even spread of the coffee, you know, for obvious reasons. But I mean, if you're just wanting to do like 1 or 2 pieces, it's a good way to do it because it's nice and quick, obviously. Right, so this again is copy paper. So again, what I'm going to do is, rather than use one of my ephemera pieces, which has got these scrap florals, I'm going to use it from the copy paper, because this is just a thin sort of glassine bag and I've already got a couple of layers of paper on there. I don't necessarily want to bulk it out even more by using, you know, quite thickish card. So I'm just going to use just this little bit here from this, just from this copy paper, and then it's hopefully not going to be sort of suddenly really stiff in one place of the bag. Okay, so I might have that down there or something. And again, I might just put some doily coming out behind it. Oops. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. That's my son. I don't know what he's doing, but he was making strange noise, wasn't he? Right, I'm going to have that there. Now I'm just wondering whether we might want to have a butterfly or something on there. Let me just have a look through my stash of butterflies. Hang on. I don't know whether I will have any that would be, you know, nice and complimentary for this, to be honest. Let's have a look. I mean, obviously once they're inked up, best pull both of those little bits off of that butterfly now as I pulled one off. Once it's inked up, it will obviously look different anyway, so hopefully would be, you know, blending in slightly better. Let's just have a look. Right, I've just pulled out a few, and we can then just ink them up and see what looks nice. So again, you might want to have that more sort of lopsided, because otherwise I feel like that's taken on a very square look. Sort of, well, sort of more at an angle. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. So we're going to try and go for a nice walk this afternoon. I mean, I think it's like cardigan weather outside, so, you know, perfect walking conditions, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like walking when it's too hot. It's just yeah, it's horrible, isn't it, walking when it's really hot. Right, let's just see which butterfly is going to look good. Let me just ink that up. This is on that, you know, glossy photographic paper, this one, so. Right, well that's okay. It looks quite grey, but I don't mind that. Let's try one of these pink ones. Again, I mean, once it's inked up, it might not really look pink particularly, but not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Oh yeah, I think I prefer it like that. So, right, let me move these out the way now. Okay, let's have that there. So again, just glue that down. Okie dokie. Then I'm going to have the butterfly there, like that. Now I'm just wondering whether I wanted to have any sort of stamp in here, and I should have, you know, definitely I should have stamped that first, to be honest, but it's only just occurred to me to do that, so, you know, better late than never, I suppose. So I might just put a little bit of script or something in that little corner. So I just need to cover that up so I'm not stamping on my bits. So let me, right, that's pink, that's brown. Hang on, oops. Now, do I want to go for the timber brown or do I want to go for the black? Oh, but that's olive green. I don't know where my brown is, so let's just go for the brown. That's just sorted it out for us, hasn't it? We're just going to go for the brown now. You know, I mean, it will probably hardly show what I'm actually stamping on here, but just, you know, just so as we've got just something. Just down there. And then again, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit at the top. And I might cut this bag down as well, so that this bag actually fits a little bit better into that pocket. Now, I haven't done anything on the back, so I think what I'll do is just a little bit of stamping on the back there, like that. Okay, right. So I might just pink those edges along the top, and then it's going to fit in my envelope a little bit better as well, because otherwise it was quite a tight fit lengthways as well as widthways. So hopefully this way it's going to just be slightly easier to pop it in and out, you know. Right, okay, and then I'm going to just have my little butterfly here. Sorry about the back. Sorry, Deb. Like that. That's our journaling card, obviously, to go in to the bag. And I might just have a little tiny bit of lace at the bottom. Okay. Or maybe... See, the problem is with lace, I love it everywhere I put it. And I'm always a bit like, oh, where shall I put it? Because it's just really nice everywhere. Let's just have it across there. Okay. Right, okay. I'll just move that so it's slightly more skew-off. Then do we just want to finish that off with a bit of bling? I mean, weirdly, I don't necessarily think that needs it, because I think it actually looks quite pretty without, but this bit of bling is just laying there on the desk, so it's almost like it's wanting to be used, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so that's the bag. My gosh, this seems like it's taking like a very long time. What is the time? Oh, now I can't see. Hang on. Well, 30 minutes. I know that I have stopped this at some point, but I can't remember. You know, I didn't take note of what time that was at, but... Well, hopefully I've not been filming for like hours or something. Right, let's have a quick look and see if I've got one of my little thingamajigglies, book plates. Not this one, because this is quite brown looking. Let's have a look and see what other ones I've got. Oh my goodness, have I actually got any here? Again, I probably have. They're now kind of just buried. Got that one, which is huge. Well, it is huge, but does that matter? Right then, I've got these magnets that I have played around with recently, which I thought actually I could use these for my closure. Which they're adhesive magnets, and you know, again, if you check out my original video, I got them from Amazon, and I think they were called bookmark magnets. So I'm just having a look through my little tin for my brads. Hold on. So there's one. Oh, come on. Okay, there's another one. Check they're the right size. And what I thought was, if I just use them as my closure like that. But I don't obviously want them showing, but they're pretty good because obviously they're designed to, you know, to be a bookmark. So they are actually designed to have a piece of paper in between them. I mean, obviously they're not strong. They're not going to be like fridge magnets, but I mean, they're okay. So what I'm thinking is if I use them as my closure, so like one there, and then this one would be here. Now this one obviously would be visible. Personally, I don't mind that, but you know, just to sort of point that out really. But I'm thinking I could just then put this over the top of the one on this surface, if you see what I mean. And that would just cover that up. So that although you're going to have a visible magnet here, this one is going to be covered with the book plate. So if I just pop that down, hold on, squash those brads down. Okay, so like that, and then this magnet would be here, but it would just then, you know, hold closed like that. So that's what I'm thinking, and fingers crossed that's going to work. So all I'm going to do is peel this, you know, adhesive stuff off of this one, and we're just going to pop it down, you know, roughly in the centre. I mean, as you know, I don't really measure, I just do everything by eye, so it's just hopefully it's gone in the centre. And then this one obviously wants to be pretty much on top, so I think probably the easiest way to do that is to actually, you know, sit it on there. Oops, peel off the adhesive backing, and then just place my envelope flap down on there, and that way I know that they're lined up. And then I just take my book plate and I'm just going to glue that down over the top so that I'm just covering that magnet up. So again, I'm going to just glue this down with my hot glue, just because, you know, that's really nice and just instant. And I'm not going to go over the centre because I don't want to obviously cover that magnet and you know, stop it from magnetising. So there we go. Okay. Okie dokie, right. Just check that that works. Yep. So then that's, you know, that's held closed. I mean, as I say, they're not obviously strong magnets, but they're strong enough, you know, for what we're wanting here with obviously what we're making. And then I'm just going to decorate my envelope now slightly. Whoops. Because obviously I don't want to just send it completely plain. So I've got some lace. Again, I mean, I just really like to cut this in half because it's quite thick in the width. And I just like to sort of, you know, run my scissors along, sort of tearing it, because I like that, you know, that ruggedy look. And you get obviously two different looks because you've got this sort of curvy edge and then you've got the straight bit. And I like them both equally. So yeah, I really, really like that. Now I'm thinking kind of have that maybe there, and then back to what seems like an age ago now when I mentioned this flower trim. Just going to take one of these flowers off like that and just trim it here. Okay. I mean, I was thinking kind of in the middle on the flap. I don't know whether definitely that's, you know, how I want it. But what do you guys think? Let me stand up and look down on that. You know, or we could have the flower maybe kind of to the side or sort of here or something. I mean, I know this lady is like sideways on. It's not really worrying me, but do you think I'm better off covering her up? Maybe like with a label or something, you know, so that's not even an issue. Maybe she would be better covered. Because I know not, you know, some people, things like that really irritate them, don't they? I mean, things like that. Sometimes they bother me and sometimes they don't. I mean, personally on this, I didn't really mind it. I thought it looked okay. But, you know, I know that some people do find things like that very irritating. Now I'm just looking for my envelope again with all my coffee-dyed little labels and things. So, yeah, I really do need to go through this and obviously separate them out into, you know, where they need to be. I have also got some of my architecture photos, which weirdly I'm just kind of wondering whether one of those might go quite nicely on here. Right, let me just grab out a little bunch of stuff. So, oh, I've got some pink labels. They might be quite good colour wise. Now, do we think we need to colour this lace a little bit? Is it quite bright on there? So maybe just go over it slightly with the Distress ink. Not too much. I don't want it like suddenly really dark, but just maybe a tiny bit. Like that. Okay. Maybe like that. Now, yeah, I probably prefer it like that. I mean, as I say, she wasn't really worrying me that she was kind of sideways on, but, you know, I know that that does, you know, bother some people. So, yeah, I'd probably prefer her slightly more covered up, I think. So, well, not slightly more covered up. She's let's face it, completely gone. Completely covered. Right, let's just pop our lace down. So, there we go. Again, just press that down. Like that. Oops. Hopefully that's on, you know, good enough. Quite like it where it's hanging down here at the edge, so I'm not going to trim it down or anything. I like the look of that. And I think I liked that label best. Yep. And do we just want some doily or something poking out behind? Let's have a look, because then that just keeps it really nicely flowing with the other pieces that we made that are going to be going in here. So, you know, maybe like that or something, or maybe, oops. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this down here. Okay. I'm going to put our label down, and then we're going to have that flower down there. So just pop that down. Okay. Like that. Now I just want to check that I do want that flower to the side and not in the middle. Oh, I'm quite liking it in the middle actually now. Yep, I might have to change now to having it in the middle, in which case do we want to have something else on that edge? So hold on, let me now move all this other stuff that's now kind of filled up the whole space on the desk. I mean, it's just surprising how quickly that happens. You know, 1 minute it's bare and the next minute it's just completely full. Right, let's have a look, see whether I have anything that could just slot into this corner. Yeah, I was going to have that down there, but actually there's something really nice about having it there, I think. Again, that was just floating on my desk and I suddenly thought, oh, it was quite nice there. I do quite like it, but I don't know, maybe it's not quite the right thing. Right, let's have a look. Stay focused. I must stay focused on what I was looking for. So I was looking for flowers. I mean, we could have a little button. embellishment or something. Not that one, because that was very white. Or I have got some of my little ticket embellishments, which again, not that one, because that's very orange. Right, let me just bring in these. So again, these are those ones that I made a little while back in another video. And I just thought, actually, maybe one of those might look quite nice on here. Again, not quite the right thing. That one's not bad on there. What do you guys think? Just put these back out the way. Oh, I'm just trying to kind of tidy up as they go, because otherwise I'm running out of space to actually be able to even craft with with you guys being able to see anything at all. Right, I'm going to glue that flower on because I do love that on that centre. Yeah, I had originally intended it to be on the centre and then kind of backtracked and thought, oh, I'm not sure. But actually, with the lace there and things, it just looked really nice. And then again, I'm just going to stick this little centre down. Oops. Like that. Okay, oh, I was about to wipe my hands now on a ruffle. Oh, honestly. Oh. Okay, right. Well, I love how that looks. Now, do we like that cluster, or is that just way too much? Oh, do you know what? Shall we just go for it? Let's just go for it. Come on, let's be daring and just go for stuff, shall we? Yep. Okay, right, done. Done. So, oh, you know what we haven't got now on this envelope, so we're not quite done. We've got no bling on here. Oh my gosh, what on earth happened there? Can't have the whole envelope with no bling, can we? Let's have a look. Do we think a long piece over there? Do we want to have any here on this little thingamajiggly? So let me just cut this down. Just says... Right, I'm thinking, do we want it like that? And then a little bit here as well. Oh gosh, look. Oh, again, just trailing things around in my hot glue threads. Hang on. Would we prefer that there? No, that's very odd in the middle. Definitely better at the side. Okay, yeah, I like how that looks. So let's just glue the Diamante down. Okay. And then we'll just glue this little tiny bit down the bottom. Oh my gosh, come on. Right. Where's my wipe? Just dab up any excess. Oh my gosh, look. Dab up any excess glue or just pull the bling off completely. You know, one or the other. Okay. Oh my gosh. And again, let's pull it off again. Does not want to be on there, obviously, does it? Right. Now that one's very crooked, but I like that look. So... Okay, so what did we make that we're going to be sending to the lovely Deb? So we made the envelope. Let me just move some things out of the way. We made the envelope, we made the glassine bag, and then we made the little journaling card to go into the bag. So Deb, if you happen to, you know, catch this video, these are the things that are going to be winging their way to you. For your birthday giveaway. So as I say, I hope you had a lovely day, and thank you so much for the opportunity to enter your giveaway. Your journal looks absolutely beautiful, so whoever wins it, you know, is getting an absolutely lovely prize. So yeah, I will be popping this in the post. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks then.